You know the finance minister is going to Parliament on Thursday.
Yes.
I don't know what your expectations are.
We don't need new taxes.
Uh-huh.
We don't need new taxes. As for expectations of any form of comforting news, I mean, I think that we know Kenneth Oriata. He's bad news.
Oh, but you can't say that.
Oh, he Kenneth Oriata. Oh,
no,
please.
No.
Okay.
No.
So, last year when he went to Parliament, what did he go and do? He went to shove an electronic levy on our throat that has collapsed our, our digital financial sector. Anytime you hear Kenneth Oriata, just brace up. I know that Kenneth Oriata is not going to tell us anything that will suit our heart.
Well, but if the system doesn't permit that, if circumstances
who created the system?
All of us.
Me? I'm not. I didn't. Nobody gave me that. I'm not a finance minister. I don't sit at cabinet. I don't take decisions. I didn't take the decision to collapse banks. I didn't take the decision to borrow recklessly and in the end come and do a debt restructuring that will take people's pensions, people's investment, people's savings, and what have you. So, you see, the foundation of the economy that he has built is going to only give us bad news.
Do you think we're going to get bad news?
Even before we come to that, just briefly, he talked about NAPCO and others being useless. But you see, anything or any attempt to take the youth who are idle and may want to engage in nefarious activities, it should be welcoming. And
even if it's for just 2 months.
If you ask me, it should be welcoming. So NAPCO and the YEA and other interventions that are going on.
The cost of that is going to take long-term employment from these same young people. Then it's not welcoming.
No, let me make his point first.
What I'm trying to say is we do not want to see the youth idle.
Yes.
All right. And so government comes in and decides that, hey, I want to put you people here for, say, a year and pay you this much. And this is the sort of work you are going to do. I don't think that that person who has been idle for that period and has been asked to come in will want to go back and be doing those kind of vices that are a threat to the society. And so anything, like I said, any form of intervention, government attempts.
What you're saying is not backed with any clear data.
No, hold on.
If you want to disagree with me based on fact. We're just here when a contract staff at EcoBank or Barclays or whatever stole cash. He was gainfully doing something and he was employed. There is no empirical evidence that suggests that temporary employing people is going to reduce vices.
You know that.
You need to make arguments based on facts.
No, I get you. But you also made a statement earlier that, majority of the people after national service do not get the jobs. They are not retained.
Yes.
I understand that. But there are also a certain fraction that gets retained.
Yeah.
So I
Those
think that with what you are saying, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
With what you're saying, i.e. Somebody gainfully employed stole. Yes, we have bad nuts everywhere, but that is not the bigger reflection of what really is on the ground.
The point I'm really making is that...
I didn't even end my submission.
No,
exactly.
You go on.
Yes, but it's my point you are trying to disagree with.
And he has every right to do so. Please go on, Paul.
So you see, like I said, any attempt by any government, all right, whatsoever.
David said that the devil finds work for the idle hands.
Exactly. And so if I am home, I am doing nothing, and I see my colleagues going up and down, definitely I'll be tempted to do, also something to put food on my table. And what is that? Armed robbery, any form or anything.
You can also decide to go into farming. You can also decide to be an entrepreneur.
Well, but you see, like I said, attempting to solve problems needs some form of a holistic, approach. So I agree with him to some extent that some of these interventions need to be relooked and reviewed. However, to just totally rubbish them off, that I will not agree.
And I'm rubbishing them because they are
you're still rubbishing them?
Yes, I am. And I'm going to stand by them any day. Because they've proven not to have worked. The previous government introduced, youth employment agencies, so many people. In the end, the youth were back on the streets. And so I thought that, this government would have learned from that experience and said, look, these sort of, short-term employment interventions
but they've learned from this. They've brought
work.
in policies that are supposed to work.
And the result was NAPCO. which was,
Is it not something?
Which was a repackaged.
Something.
So what do you? So what
do
should
you
they
get
do?
the reviews of people
So
who
what
are
should they
employed in
do?
NAPCO?
I am saying that. You see,
I'm not defending government though, but I'm just
I
telling
agree.
you the
see,
realities on the ground.
You see, I understand the point both of you are coming from.
Yeah.
That yes, it is providing some form of temporary relief for people who otherwise would have been at home idle.
Right.
But the point I'm saying is that if the opportunity cost of providing that temporary relief is that same person is going to suffer a 5-year unemployment at home after that so-called temporary relief, then it's not worth it. Then why don't we then sink those revenues into areas so that we can increase? If every year,
But Thompson,
government,
do you have the data
Anyway,
that backs what
gentlemen.
you're saying?
Hold on. If
that-
government says,
that-
if government is able to absorb only 100
You
people,
have
and they
20
say, okay,
seconds
I'm going
on
to
this.
cancel national service, but in essence, I'm going to double the number of permanent intake of young people after school, and I'm going to put incentives for the private sector to also employ more people, so that at least after school, we know that every year 80% of graduates can be absorbed into the employable workforce. That is more potent than temporal 6 months, 1 year, something to sink millions.
Right.
Look at the
So
amount of
I
money.
think that you've made your point. You've made your point,
so-called
Thompson.
national service.
Paul, you've made your point. This conversation will have to continue after here.